Yes, the role of the local news anchor, something that I've learned quite a bit about in my 22 years of broadcasting, but for many other broadcasters across the nation, this has been a job that has evolved exponentially in recent years. In fact, my guest tonight wrote the book on it. He's a New York-based journalist, Jerry Barmash. The book is called Here Now the News, an inside scoop into New York's best-loved anchors, and he's back here on the Final Five. Jerry, good to see you again. Congratulations.
Thanks so much, Jim. I like that. Wrote the book on it. That's great.
So first things first here, we have to define to people here in Washington, D.C., Here Now the News, which was one of the most famous intros by one of New York's most revered local news anchors.
Right. It's paying homage to Roger Grimsby, who was part of Eyewitness News for 16 years with Bill Buttell in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah,
and he would say, "I'm Roger Grimsby, Here Now the News," and that's how they would open the broadcast. Right.
It's been fascinating because I've always been a student as long as I've been in TV of those who came before us, because I firmly believe I worked at heritage stations like KDK in Pittsburgh, WCBB in Boston, and now here, this is a station that was made possible by the likes of Maury Povich.
The newscast honored as the best in Washington. This is Channel 5's Emmy Award-winning 10 o'clock news with Maury Povich and James Adams. Now, here's Maury Povich.
Good evening, everyone. James is off tonight, and Morris Jones is sitting in.
The main anchor here before going to New York in the 70s and 80s. It's interesting to see, though, really, the local news anchor was this superstar role for so many years.
Yeah, and I think a lot of this focuses on the 70s. And I really think the anchor man, the anchor person really blew up in the 70s. You had the dual anchors, as we say with Roger and Bill, Grimsby and Buttell, Chuck Scarborough and Sue Simmons. It really just took hold, and they became larger than life personalities. Sue Simmons, of course, got started in Baltimore, worked in D.C., and that got her to WNBC in New York for 32 and a half years with Scarborough.
And it's interesting because I know people who have lived in New York for years and lived their days and knew that Sue Simmons was going to be there on the air at 6 and 11 o'clock every night. She was, I guess, more or less encouraged to leave, encouraged to retire a number of years ago, as sometimes these job cuts and the budget cuts come through. But really, I mean, TV was for years and years and years big business because you only had 3 broadcast or 4 broadcast sources in most cities.
Right, exactly. 3 in these days. There was no Fox, sorry, but there wasn't at that time. It was the NBC, CBS, and ABC affiliate, and that was it. And the local and the network news as well, that would usually come on at 7 o'clock. So really, and I say this whenever I speak about the book, I say this in the book, they were the only game in town. And that's why they really became so popular. And the ratings were sky high, especially for Eyewitness News, the Channel 7 affiliate, because that was the only place to get news. And of course, there was no internet. There was no TikTok or Instagram or any other places like that to find the news.
In terms of putting this book together, you really had to go down a very fascinating path and talk to some of these big names or people who are at least adjacent to them. I mean, what surprised you as you went through this process of putting this book together?
I would say, well, I got a lot of anecdotes. Some of it I knew. There was, a lot of drinking. They would drink between newscasts and stuff, a lot of alcohol. But then you're hearing about this and you're like, wow, there's even more than you thought. And
just from your perspective, as somebody who's worked, as a radio news anchor and has written about the media landscape, I mean, where do you think we're headed? I mean, you've seen a lot. Where do you think that we collectively who are still working in local news are headed?
Well, I think one thing that is apparent that local news is still an important cog for news gathering and for people to get that information. Despite all of these other ways, streaming, online, other things, I think that trust is still there. It may have dropped. It may be at an older audience, but it is still an important piece to know that it's there. And that won't, I don't think that will go away. I think more people the anchors, the reporters, they're doing more with X and Twitter and TikTok and Instagram Live and things like that. And I think that's important. But I think you'll always have the terrestrial stations. I know it's radio's terrestrial. I think that's always going to be there.
I mean, we've been pushing really streaming apps as well, but I mean, we're still here and we're still pushing it out. I think we're putting out the product. It's just how it's being consumed, which is changed dramatically. The book is called Here Now, the News, an inside scoop into New York's best loved anchors, and you can learn a lot more about that. Jerry, good to see you again. Thanks for joining us.
Jim, thanks so much.